Joining us at the moment is Congress General Secretary Sachin Pilot. Thank you so much, Sachin, for speaking to us, and congratulations on an improved performance in Rajasthan. You have 11 out of the 25 seats in the state now. It is, of course, compared to the clean sweep that the NDA enjoyed in 2019, a big jump. What do you attribute this in terms of the reasons that worked for the Congress in Rajasthan this time round?
Thank you very much. I think the clear message from the elections, Lok Sabha elections, is that there is a clear pushback. No party has been given a mandate to govern. The next government will be a coalition government, and the India Alliance and Congress Party, I think, have got tremendous support from people across the country. In Rajasthan, we've got 11 seats, our partners and Congress Party, and I think it's all due to the campaign that we led, the issues we raised, and more so the failure of the double-engine government in Jaipur and in Delhi. It's very apparent that that was the case. So we selected our candidates quite carefully. We had a very, very pointed but a very aggressive campaign. Our strategy was to talk about issues that matter to the people and not let the narrative of the BJP, which is Mandir, Masjid, Hindu-Muslim and Mangalsutra. I think those things were clearly outrightly rejected by the people, and more so in Rajasthan. And I'm very happy that not just in my state, but across India, the Congress Party has almost doubled its tally from last time.
It's interesting that you mentioned Mangalsutra, etc., because in Banswara, where the Prime Minister had made the Mangalsutra infiltrators comment for the first time, the candidate from the BADVP backed by the Congress has won. And in fact, the Congress candidate here didn't withdraw his nomination despite the support to the BADVP. Do you see that win as symbolic of the rejection of a certain narrative?
Most certainly. I'm happy to say that the people of our state, Rajasthan, and all across don't appreciate. You see, you elect a government for delivering what they promise. So the BJP's narrative of 370, 300 par, 400 par, all those claims lie flat now. The fact of the matter is that the Congress Party's manifesto was really the talk of this election. Our support for MSP regulations, our support for having young people getting more employment. We talked about helping the women folk, the farming communities, curbing inflation. And the BJP's manifesto, frankly, no one even knew what the BJP's manifesto had, what it said. So that tells you that people were keen to give the Congress a chance. What will happen in the future, I don't know yet. The India Alliance partners will meet and decide what stand to take. But the takeaway from the election results is that the kind of politics practiced by the BJP of attacking the opposition, disregarding parliament, putting 2 chief ministers in jail, freezing the Congress Party's bank accounts in the middle of elections, all that acrimony and that aggression of attacking the oppositions and using the agencies of the government, CBI, the ED and so on, they were really not, I think people didn't take to that. And people were conscious of the fact that a renewed or a larger mandate would certainly undermine the constitutional authorities, institutions that we have. So the people actually, I think, give a huge setback to the BJP in that regard.
Right. But, Mr. Pilot, while, of course, Congress Party has bettered its performance significantly since the last 2 Lok Sabha elections, and it's also a fact that the BJP's numbers have come down, but it's also a fact that the BJP has had a clean sweep, particularly Delhi, where you mentioned the Chief Minister was jailed. Madhya Pradesh, they've won 20 in Odisha, for instance. They've far bettered their performance in Andhra, where they're sort of forming a government there with the TDP or are poised to do so. So the point is that they've fared better in other states such as Karnataka and even matched in Telangana. The strike rate is 57%. Whereas the Congress Party's is 29. The point that many are asking is whether the alliance as such, at the end of the day, stands defeated.
You tell me, the claim was of getting 370, that was the official statement made in the Parliament House. The target was 400, and the issues of the election circled around, majority, minority, Mandir, Masjid, Hindu, Muslim. That is a rejection of the narrative. The claims of getting 300, 400, they have been dismantled. And the Congress Party, which has done reasonably well in Haryana, in Rajasthan, in Uttar Pradesh, other states, also tells you that in the heartland states, where the BJP was supposed to do extremely well or better than before, that has come back. So the realistic view to look at is that, yes, you talked about some states where the BJP has done well, But let's talk about what they had set a target for. Have they been able to meet that target? They're way short of that target. So, like I said, it's too early to talk about the coalitions and who will come and who will go and what might the stand of the ND and India alliance will be. But the short takeaway of yesterday's election is that what BJP had claimed, they've not been able to achieve. The Congress Party India alliance have got tremendous support from the people of India across the country.
Right. And in your estimation, what do you think went wrong for the BJP in the largest state of UP? Of course, you've talked about the rejection of the narrative, but UP specifically, where they've done well for 2 elections, this time round, the alliance has been quite successful. Both the SP and the Congress have, of course, picked up a significant number of seats, almost half the seats, if I'm not mistaken.
More than half. I think Samajwadi Party is the largest party in Uttar Pradesh. So there again, I think the double engine has failed. The policies and programs of the state government obviously have not been taken well by the people. That's why such huge numbers of people voted against the BJP. So that's for the BJP to introspect as to what went wrong. I look at it this way. Whether it's Bengal, whether it's UP, whether it's Haryana, whether it's Rajasthan, Congress Party, Samajwadi Party, Trinamool Congress, they've all been voted back because we had an alliance. And the unity of the opposition was something that the people liked. That has given us a lot of numbers. Like I keep saying, it's too early to talk about what might happen later in the day or tomorrow. But the fact remains that if you look at what is one big message of this election is that the politics practiced by the BJP, they have been rejected, and this mandate is against the government. They have not maintained or increased their votes or seats. They have actually decreased significantly. So that's the big takeaway. And I also believe that the elections should be fought on issues that really matter to the people. When you go on emotional issues, when you make opposition the target, when you start attacking Nehru and Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi and talk about the past, and you don't talk about what your blueprint is, what your roadmap is, what your future plans are, then people get suspicious of your intentions. And the over-centralization of power, the undermining of the constitutional institutions in this country, they have been systematically come under attack. The credibility, the transparency, the functioning of such institutional bodies that our constitution provides for are really the bulwark of our society. And our republic and our democracy is strong not because people have a right to vote, it's because we have a functioning parliament, a robust democracy, a debate, a deliberation, a discussion, exchange of views and respecting the opponent. Those sort of things really are the pillars of our democracy. And over the last few years, we saw a systematic attempt to kind of, roughshod those institutions and those practices, those conventions. And I think people have not appreciated that also.
Right. Also, at this point of time, do you think it's quite clear now that the Congress would be sitting in the opposition, or is there any attempt to reach out to Nitish and Chandrababu Naidu? Because I believe they've said quite clearly that they are going to be part of the NDA. How do you think that's going to play out? And also, if they are part of the NDA, do you think they will be providing the...
I think it's very early. It's very early to say what might happen. Let's wait and watch. The Congress Party and its allies fought election as a coalition. So whatever decisions we make will be taken in consultation with other leaders. The meeting is happening in the evening tonight, and we'll take a stand what the final numbers are, what circumstances prevail, what's in the best interest of our country, and what we should do in the future. That decision will be arrived at with consultation with all our alliance partners. But I keep saying, no party has been given a mandate to make a government. Right. No party. In fact, whatever government is formed will be a coalition government.
Right. Also, what has happened in the Lok Sabha election in Haryana and Maharashtra, do you see that having an impact on the assembly elections at the end of the year in these two states?
Most certainly. I think the wind is blowing against the BJP. In Haryana, we have done extremely well. Almost half the seats Congress Party has won. We got 0 seats last time. So that's a big shift in what the people are thinking. And Maharashtra, again, I think the breaking of these regional parties, that sort of actions have not been appreciated by the voters of Maharashtra. And we have a majority in Maharashtra in the Lok Sabha elections, our Gathbandhan. And I think the Maharashtra assembly elections will also throw up a similar mandate where Congress and its allies will be able to form a government there.
Right. Also, Mr. Pilot, do you think this result at the end of the day proves that the allegations that were made on EVMs, there was also all sorts of controversies about turnout data, the integrity of the election commission was questioned, all those fears, do you think that now with this kind of a mandate we can say that they were misplaced, some perhaps even false?
No, I think they are two separate things. If there is a question of credibility, if there's a doubt in the minds of any voter or any organization or any political party, then it is incumbent upon the Election Commission to clarify those doubts and do it swiftly. If there are complaints made, they must be addressed transparently and without any biases. So I think we have to take each day as it comes, but the election mandate, etc., have no reflection on some of the questions people have raised, and questions should be raised. I see no reason why we should not raise questions when we confront a problem. And it's the duty of the body, which is the Election Commission, which is an autonomous body, to clarify those questions. And they should do it swiftly, they should do it transparently, and they should do it with credibility.
Right. Also, if I can ask you, coming back to your state, which is Rajasthan, it's quite clear that the India Alliance parties, including, of course, the Congress party, has been very comfortable in Sikar, Churu, Jhunjhunu, Nagaur seats. What were the issues over there, do you think, that mattered? Was it the farmer issues, the Agniveer scheme, or the denial of the CM or Deputy CM post to a Jat leader? What really were the factors that worked on ground, in your view?
You see, this is a national election. So certainly the agrarian distress, the farmers' law that were made then pulled back, and the assurance that farmers got of having a law for MSP, people felt cheated. The farming community felt cheated for sure. And certainly in northern India, especially the Agniveer scheme has a very deep impact because it's a very emotional issue for young people from families in rural areas to join the armed forces. And the Agniveer scheme has been taken very negatively in most parts of India. And the reflection is we see it in the votes. So I think there are many issues: the high price, record unemployment, inflation, farmers' distress, agrarian crisis, Agniveer schemes. And also, to my mind, one of the biggest worries that we have is the widening gap between the rich and the poor. The rich in this country have gotten extremely rich in the last 8-10 years because of the policies of the government of the day. And the poor have gotten increasingly poor. That's why you have to give free food, free subsidies to 80 crore people. You can't be one of the largest economies in the world and still have 80 people depend on the government for their daily subsistence. So the policy making has been in such that the differences between city and rural areas, between the rich and the poor, the gap has widened so much, which is a cause of huge worry for all of us.
Right. And I believe, Sachin, that Mr. Pilot, that you have about 6 of the 8 MPs who have been successful, of the 10 MPs who have been successful, are extremely close to, they come from the Gujar Meena belt. Is that something that is also personally rewarding for you, that many of the leaders are those who you are believed to be or perceived to be very close to?
No, I think everyone who's fought the election has fought on the Congress symbol. Party leadership gave them their tickets to contest, and we all worked hard collectively. It's not about one person or one leader. They are everyone's candidates, and we've got votes from all sections of society. In a population of 20 lakh, if you win by a margin of 2.5 lakh votes, that means people across section have voted for you. All communities, forward, backwards, Dalits, tribals, they all have come together. So the victory is for the party. No candidate is one individual. They are the candidate of the party, and the victory it adds to the kitty of the Congress and the India Alliance. So I think we all worked hard and everyone worked unitedly, and that's why we were able to do so well.
And what about Jalore, where Mr. Vaibhav Gehlot has not been successful this time round? What do you suppose the reason there was?
We'll have to introspect as to what happened, but it's unfortunate that we did not win that seat. We'll work harder, and next time I'm sure we'll come up with better results. But also to say that seats where we've lost, the margin has decreased. Earlier, 2019, the gap between the Congress and BJP candidates was 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs. This time, the gap has narrowed down quite a bit. And I'm sure in Jalore, we did not become successful this time, but we'll have to work harder and win next time.
All right. Sachin Pilot, thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking to us here at Times Now.